बात करते हैं बेटा नेक्स्ट लेक्चर की, दैट इज रिगार्डिंग द टाइप्स ऑफ लीव्स. I think there are some terms in this lecture with which you might not be familiar because these terms you are listening for the first time. As far as types of leaves are concerned, जहाँ तक types of leaves का सवाल है, the first type of leaf it is called as cotyledonary leaves, or we call them as prophylls. These cotyledon type of leaves, it is also called as embryonic leaf. They are also called as embryonic leaf, or they are also called as prophylls. जब प्रोफिल को अगर हम स्प्लिट करेंगे बेटा, by pro we mean first. Always remember that pro means first and fill means leaf. That means the first formed leaf in a plant, they are called as cotyledonary leaves, or we call them as prophylls. बेटा प्रोफिल को समझाने के लिए अगेन आई हैव टू ड्रॉ एन एम्ब्रियो टॉर्पीडो स्टेज ऑफ एम्ब्रियो. आपको पता है बेटा एम्ब्रियो के कुछ पार्ट्स होते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल this part of embryo it is called a radicle. This part of embryo it is called a plumule. Now plumule radicle are present at opposite ends. This radicle give rise to root, plumule gives rise to shoot. I have already discussed it. Again, at the same time, these two arm like structures which are present in the embryo, these are called as cotyledons. So cotyledons in some embryos, especially in the non-embryonic seeds, so these cotyledons store food, and these cotyledons are called as first formed leaves. इन्हीं cotyledons को कहा जाता है first formed leaves. So summarize बेटा अगर मैं इसको करूंगा, cotyledonary leaf या प्रोफिल या embryonic leaf कौन सा लीफ है? एक एम्ब्रियो में जो दो कॉटलिडन्स होते हैं, इन दो कॉटलिडन्स को ही कहा जाता है फर्स्ट फॉर्म्ड लीफ, or we call them as embryonic leaf. Now second regarding the scaly leaf. बेटा आपने लीफ तो सुना है, मगर स्केली लीफ स्टम में मैंने डिस्कस किया था. जब हमने बेटा मॉडिफिकेशंस ऑफ स्टम पढ़ा, फॉर एग्जांपल दिस इज एन वन अंडरग्राउंड स्टम मॉडिफिकेशन that is called as potato, and in this potato you know that these are some structures जिनको आप eyes बोलते हो. These potato tubers contain eyes, and in these eyes actually what are present, there is present an axillary bud. Eyes के पास क्या होता है? Axillary bud. But at the same time this axillary bud is protected by small non-photosynthetic. यहां बेटा आप कॉन्सेंट्रेट करना. दिस एक्सिलरी बड इज प्रोटेक्टेड बाय नॉन फोटोसिंथेटिक लीव्स. These non-photosynthetic leaves are called as scaly leaves. So summarize अगर आप करोगे कि इन scaly leaves का function है axillary bud को protect करना. So summarize अगर आप करोगे, scaly leaves are non-photosynthetic leaves which are just there to protect the axillary bud. Now the next type of leaf we are discussing, the foliage leaf. Now foliage leaf are normal leaves. These are the normal photosynthetic leaves. Normal photosynthetic leaves are called as foliage leaf. उसके बाद बेटा ब्रैक्ट. चूंकि अभी मॉर्फोलॉजी ऑफ फ्लावर हमने नहीं पढ़ा, नेक्स्ट लेक्चर मेरा मॉर्फोलॉजी या कमिंग लेक्चर होगा एक मॉर्फोलॉजी ऑफ फ्लावर के रिलेटेड. अब ब्रैक्ट क्या है? दिस ब्रैक्ट इज एक्चुअली अ स्मॉल लीफ which is present. This is a bract is a small leaf which is present at the base of flower. At the base of flower there is present a small leaf like structure, it is called bract. For example अगर मैं diagram बनाऊंगा, ये for example एक flower है, this is the base of flower. At the base of flower there is a small leaf like structure. This small leaf like structure is called bract. Now regarding the function of this bract, आप बोलोगे सर bract का क्या function है? This bract protect flower, it protects flower in bud condition. This bract protects flower in bud condition, but here you will remember that this bract is actually a leaf. उसके बाद बेटा next leaf जो है बेटा, next type of leaf that is called as bracteole. Now what about the bracteole? Bracteoles is actually a small leaf-like structures which are present over the stalk of flower. This stalk of flower it is called pedicel. जैसे stalk of leaf को कहा जाता है petiole, वैसे ही stalk of flower को कहा जाता है pedicel. Sometimes over the pedicel there are present smaller bracts. These smaller bracts over the pedicel are called as bracteole. These smaller bracts over the pedicel called as bracteole. And this bracteole is present in case of family Malvaceae. Cotton family जिसको हम कहते हैं, it is present in case of family Malvaceae. Now last one but not the least, that is regarding the floral leaves. जब floral leaves की बात करते हैं, floral leaf को समझाने के लिए बेटा I have to draw the diagram, a simple diagram of flower. This is actually the stalk of flower, and this one is actually sepal, which is usually green in color, leaf like, and there is no doubt कि अगर आप sepal को, अगर आप outermost whorl of flower को, that is sepal को आप leaf बोलोगे because it is leaf like. दूसरा जो whorl है बेटा, this second whorl, it is called as petal. Now as far as this petal is concerned, it is actually a modified leaf. Now petal is brightly colored, most conspicuous part of flower which is involved in pollination. एक flower अगर attractive है, beautiful है, it is because of this petal. उसके बाद third whorl जो है male reproductive part, that is called as stamen, and fourth whorl जो है बेटा, that is the female reproductive part, that is called carpel. Third whorl it is called stamen, and fourth whorl it is called as carpel. बेटा फ्लावर मॉर्फोलॉजी जब मैं स्टार्ट करूंगा उस टाइम मैं समझाऊंगा, तब तक के लिए आप याद रखोगे व्हाट आर एक्चुअली फ्लोरल लीव्स. एक फ्लावर के चार whorls होते हैं. इफ आई विल राइट देम हियर, sepal, second whorl it is called petal, third whorl it is called stamen, which is the male reproductive part, and fourth whorl is called as carpel, which is actually the female reproductive part. This sepal, petal, stamen, and carpel, these are actually the leaves, but these are modified leaves which have become modified in such a way that they perform some other function. So these are all the types of leaves. So I summarized it. First one, cotyledonary leaves, profil or embryonic leaves भी इसको कहा जाता है. These are the first formed leaf. Scaly leaves are non-photosynthetic leaves which are there present in to protect the axillary buds. Foliage is normal photosynthetic leaves. Bract, a small leaf-like structure at the base of flower which protects flower in bud condition. Bracteole, small bract over the pedicel is called a bracteole, as in case of family Malvaceae. Floral leaves, that means floral whorls, sepal, petal, stamen, and carpel, they are actually the modified leaves. We call them as floral leaves.